those two heroes that are addressing their team. I mean, there's a bit of history there as far. Maybe I'm aging myself here because Aster's coach is Lanham, and that is Dota history with Mushi, Lanham, DK back in the day. Oh, okay. Just fan. That's my little fangirl moment for me right here. So to me, yeah, as far as like both teams are concerned and who they're involved in and what help they're getting, I think you couldn't ask for like anything better. But yeah, I mean, Snapfire, Mars, opening for a boom.
All the boomers right now in the
chat. All the boomers, let's go. Yeah, join.
Lanham, Mushi, yeah, finally some names we recognize.
Like, thank you. Yeah, don't worry, I got you guys. I got you covered. But
Team Aster,
I mean, Aster kind of like doing the same thing. Earth Spirit and the Wyvern once again. I mean, okay, Wyvern, sure, flip-flopping sides doesn't matter, but she has been so, like, I wouldn't say contested, but just so high value so far this event.
We kind of went with the fluff a little bit too much as we have a lot in the opening, but boom, they're not messing around. They knew they're not going to get this combo in second stage.
They do this. They get the confidence, they take it up.
And why wouldn't they? Because that Mars, it looked like nothing really can stop him unless his Juggernaut Omnislash is someone that's low to sword.
Yeah, I mean, the picks did change too. Like, they have the second pick, right? So last time they just had that Jug at the end of first phase that was really nice and like countered what Aster had. Now we're just gonna be running with this. I love it. Honestly, I love it. I just think they should always try and take this when they can. It's what they've looked best at. We've talked to Boom when we were covering them, and Yopaj said that, yeah, we were experimenting with some new stuff, and it just wasn't going very well for us. So we've gone back to our old ways. Right. So, like, honestly, just stick to it.
The only problem that I can see with that is one thing that you can take out of the Chinese region is that they adapt extremely quickly. So you'll see teams play 3 best of 3s back to back and just constantly flip-flopping between who's the winner, right? Because they all have skills that are very, very closely knit. Like the skill levels are very close between every and single each team. But they adapt to strategies because of that.
Yeah, and speaking of comfort picks for the side of Boom, right? Yeah, like they let it through this time around because we saw Mirana banned early out last game. Now she's available, she's locked in, and has it just been Boom doing the picks and the first ban was last game? Like, is that the stat here?
I mean, they're just getting their comfort is great. This Scam is a wonderful 5 for the team. Like, this patch especially, he's been playing like he'll take you know, heroes if the draft idea changes. He'll take the new heroes, like he was playing very nicely with Clock this season. He's just reliable. He'll just take any hero and usually does like pretty damn well.
That's a bristle into a Mars as well. You already have the spear to turn him around, which is pretty neat. You have someone that can build a vessel on like the Mirana can, but it's still a bristle. It's still pretty broken right now. It's still pretty strong, and I didn't mention the puck. Like, they have no catch from Boom Esports. At the moment, for this is a free puck game, and we've seen so many first phase pucks.
Oh my god, they got Ember Spirit for Yopaj as well, guys. I'm being real with you. I think this one's over for Aster.
Is it not cheap?
It is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. First of all, you can leave. You can leave. Every single player on Boom, bar Scam, who's kind of, he'll just play whatever, they have their best heroes, I would say. The literal best hero. You don't get better draft than this for Boom. This is criminal. And not only is he playing like his super comfort Ember, but it's Versa Puck. Puck has 1 armor. You just max your slide him in lane. It's a hard struggle for him.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it might be a problem against Puck and Earth Spirit? There's silences, there's ways of breaking the coil, ways of ganking him early.
There is. I think the nice thing though is Boom also have extremely mobile supports. Yeah,
I knew exactly where you're going.
Thank you. Yeah, you're gonna see Mirana, like maybe they'll go like chains into an arrow. Maybe they'll just bring both supports for runes because it is an Ember versus Puck matchup. You'll see Boboka there too. Bristle probably can just be left alone. It's just gonna be very much on the support movements who does better, I think.
So we have on on both sides a lot of mobility on the supports. We can gank mid very easily. We can make that lane much easier for either of the two mid laners,
Yeah.
Paj or Ori. Yeah. And in the end, what are we expecting for Boom? Some carry, right, versus the Bristleback.
Yeah, they like to. I mean, Jackie usually just kind of sits and farms for a while everyone else like goes crazy on the map. And oh, I do love this, by the way. The Coddle felt very passive. The Ember, usually you'll see Yopaj just diving towers and going insane. So this should be a more like action-packed killing game.
I was doing the SCA like last year seasons, right? You were doing the SCA this season.
Yeah.
Has anything changed when it comes to Medusa? Is it still like top tier pick? Every team gets it if it's a good Medusa game.
Yes. So Jackie, in season 1 of C, he was on Motivate Trust, and every single game in first phase they picked him Medusa. Every single game that they could
so
get
nothing has changed. Jackie is the same. He changed his nickname from Jackie to Jackie Boys, but same thing. Okay.
Yeah, so that was him. In Tour 3 they were giving him like Lifestealer all the time and stuff instead. But it was like Wraith King and Medusa were like his jam. So I don't think they should play it, but they can.
I mean, it's all about the comfort picks right now on the side of Boom so far compared to what the standard strong meta lineup that Aster seems to be rocking.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down to like with the Boom last pick. I mean, I know you said that Medusa might not necessarily be as viable, but there's still like other options still in the pool. Like something like a CK is something that he's played before.
There are some crazy ideas like PA with the break, with the shard as well.
I can tell you what I don't want. I don't know if you've heard the legend of Jackie's Ursa.
Oh,
but oh god,
Regale.
I think Ursa is a really nice option against these big tanky heroes. You want to claw through it, right? Unless you do your Roshan. They would lack tower damage if they pick that, actually. But Jackie has like a 0% win rate on Ursa this event, and he struggled in the DPC with it quite a bit too. But they keep picking it for him, so they believe in it.
We have fanboyed over Boom quite a bit. I have to say that Aster's draft looks like one of the most complete drafts that I've seen.
Yeah.
In every aspect, from taking objectives, taking decent fights, having that heal that's necessary. Sustain is there. I feel like sustain is extremely important in the current meta, and you have two heroes that are extremely tanky on your core positions, plus a Winter Wyvern to back that up.
two very mobile heroes as well.
This Ember needs to have a lot in order to be able to chew through those.
I think you are right. I forgot I was not meant to be biased when I'm working.
I mean,
Oh, that's for caster.
Right.
For panel, we don't
I
care.
can do. Oh, okay, cool. In terms of like heroes, yeah, I still feel like they haven't addressed the Bristle in terms of damage. So
they don't have a lot of catch still. It's just the Ember.
and they have
the Spear.
catch. They're gonna put like the arena down, and everyone's gonna be in it. Like you have Ember and Snapfire that are gonna help you do AOE damage inside that. But in terms of actually just like cutting through the Bristle before he kills you all,
It's a Bloodseeker.
this could be an answer.
That could be.
Right? It could be. With the Shard as well versus all these tanky boys, and Jackie on his Bloodseeker, it could work.
Yeah. When I saw Arteezy play the Bloodseeker, he was able to get involved with his team as well at like 8 to 9 minutes to 11. I think if Jackie's able to do that as well, when you're playing with Yopaj, you get FPZ's Blink. That's their timing. That's when they'll run at Aster. But
So it's. I said this earlier. I'll ask again now. What do we favor here? The comfort picks or the strong meta picks right now on the side of Aster?
I stole the show last time. Sheep.
I mean, I'll never bet against Yopaj Ember. It's just not a thing. Like FPZ's mod, like I can't say no to this. But I do agree with you. I think Aster has an incredibly strong lineup. They get to the Bristleback Axe timing, and that's like nightmare mode. They need to like find ways to play with that.
All right. Well, there you hear it. We'll find out soon enough with our casters up above. It's Sunspan and Jenkins.
Thank you very much. Game number 2, Jenkins, Sunsfan here. Boom, they won game 1.
That's right, they did.
It was a
About
very
15
good
minutes
game.
ago, yeah.
It was actually it's been more than 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Time flies when we're hanging out together, of course. But I agree with the panel. Aster's lineup, like if you could pick maybe the Earth Spirit, obviously it's Boboka is special.
Of course.
Outside of that, all the other 4 heroes have been picked or like
Very
contested every single game, it feels like.
Yeah, that's true. I do think Boom though, their draft it's not. I mean, it's still good against the Aster draft. Like, they have Mars, which you can make Bristleback face towards you. That's honestly a pretty hard counter. They also have Bloodseeker, which a lot of people have been picking against the Bristleback because of that pure percentage-based damage. And Bloodseeker against Death Prophet. That is not a fun hero to play against if you're Death Prophet. You play off of running people down quickly, haste and move speed. You rupture Death Prophet. She feels bad. She dies. She feeds. It's a good lineup for Boom, I think.
And Lizard brought it up, but the shard on Bloodseeker, obviously the pure damage coming through with Blood Rage, obviously pretty damn good against the fatty McGee that is Bristleback.
Yes, it is.
No offense to Bristleback lovers out there, of course, but I'm sure you're disgusting yourselves. Let's be real. So game number 2. In terms of the stakes, Aster comes in before this series at 9-3, so now they're 9-4, but still secured the upper bracket, while Boom kind of towards the middle, but they were still technically tied for upper bracket
high
at
middle.
6-6.
They're high middle.
High middle.
Now they're pushing themselves into the top tier territory.
If they 2-0 Aster, first of all, that's impressive in and of itself. But
yeah.
This might be enough for them to get the top 4 secured.
I think so.
I don't think it's like a mathematical thing, but there's a good chance.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
Thank you.
They're definitely, at least with how the series has gone so far, I think they're pretty happy with themselves going into the playoffs. Boom is looking very strong, and obviously so is Aster. They've finally, after so many events of people asking for this, especially the Chinese fans, Aster is coming onto land and destroying people.
That's right.
Which has been the Aster curse for a long time.
Well, China has been destroying people.
China has been destroying people.
The other
That's
group,
right.
there's another
That's right.
team called PSG LGD, and they seem to be almost unbeatable. The only team to beat them is Sonics, who have barely won any games to begin with. So I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Yes, the old Quincy Crew Blues on land, sadly. Not sure what happened in that second game of their series earlier today, but they really needed that game 2 against Fnatic. But they were down 5K when we started.
That is right.
This, so
that is right. You never know.
It's not looking good.
You never know with this game. Feels like a lot of teams are very close these days.
Yeah.
At least in terms of individual skill. Like, everybody's very high skill. It's just a matter of strategically. Are you and mentally? I think the mental issue,
makes the biggest difference.
It makes the
biggest
difference. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, in this game, if you compare it to a game like basketball, everybody's LeBron James pretty much. Except they don't have, like, they have the body of LeBron James. Like, they have the mechanical skill.
Yeah, which is a tier 1 body.
They don't have, that's a tier 1 body. They don't have a brain, though, like him, because he is a genius as well. As you can see, Siamese Cat just barely living throughout this. But FBZ, that's a lot of stacks of Quill Spray. One more will do it, but the Spear keeps Monet at bay. And now he's just going to continue farming. Now, in terms of the build from this position 1 Bristleback, I expect nothing different than we've seen. We talked about, like, the Soul Ring Vanguard into Ags. Sometimes you go for Hood in between, depending on how the game state is. Do you see any please tell me we're going to see switch-ups.
I don't see why. You know,
yeah.
Why fix what's not broken? It's working.
I wonder what the win rate is of Bristle at this tournament, because the games that we've cast, at least, has been kind of bad, actually. Right?
You think so?
Yeah, you're going to say the opposite.
I was going to say the opposite.
I feel like a lot of the games we've casted, Bristle hasn't done a whole lot. A lot of liquid games.
We're also not remembering who we casted, like, 15 minutes after. Yeah. So.
But just to remind you, this is Aster versus Boom.
Okay.
Right now.
We are in the game.
Yep. This is the A stream, of course.
So
sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. They did pick the Bristle into Mars. So even though that is a counter to the hero, they're still comfortable enough that I think a lot of teams, especially a lot of carry players, have the opinion that Bristle is just OP. Like, there's no beating this hero's Aghanim Scepter timing. How many times have we seen him one-shot or two-shot a support? It's like every fight, once he has the Ags, because he's constantly at max, whatever his ultimate is called.
For which hero?
Bristleback.
Warpath.
Yeah, Warpath.
Yeah, that's a good skill.
It's a nasty one.
So what makes Mars a good counter against Bristle is the Spear just allows you to reposition to hit him from the front.
The Spear literally turns Bristle to face wherever you speared from. So it's like almost disables the passive for the duration of the Spear.
Yeah, pretty strong. So does that mean that they're not going to need a break? Or do you think a Silver Edge is going to be picked up by Jackie at some point?
I think it's always worth doubling down on countering the Bristle just because he's that strong of a hero, but not early. You don't need to rush a Silver Edge. Maybe it's like a 6th item or something like that.
6th item.
5th or 6th, yeah, something like that.
As we see Yopaj in the middle against Ori again. Puck versus Ember. I'm not even going to ask you how this matchup goes because we've seen it about 1,000 times. So
we have. Yeah,
we'll just move on to another lane.
Can't go to another lane. Go look at FBZ got his Mars again. I am a little shocked by that.
Yeah, he played so well last game.
After his performance last game.
I mean, I feel like, especially being around a lot of these teams in the past, when you have a performance like that, the other side, a lot of times they feel like, hey, that's because we were out of position. Like, yes, he played well, but we can actually play around that next time. We just won't make the mistakes that we made. Like, these are like micro mistakes a lot of the time.
Yeah, which I think is true, but it's also an argument of like he's always in position to punish those micro mistakes. So if you feel like you can't adjust to fix those micro mistakes, which is very difficult between game 1 and game 2, then you just ban it. But yeah, like you said, this just shows the confidence that Aster has that they can fix it. Because boy, did he destroy them last game with it.
Yeah. I mean, Boom were down for a good chunk of that game, and it felt like the arena, it was just like a guaranteed catch on somebody.
Yeah.
It was super well played from FBZ, and I mean, there is the other aspect where it is a comfort pick as well, right? So maybe trying to take that away from them, but I mean, a lot of these Chinese teams have been dominating. They've been letting, like, if you look at PSG LGD, that's a perfect example. They've been letting a lot of things go, and they've been picking really out-of-meta heroes that other teams can't pull off. Like the Earthshaker, for example, has just looked... I mean, teams have won with it, I guess, but it hasn't looked good as Earthshaker.
Yeah.
But it has in the hands of LGD.
I hate to always... I mean, it always feels like cliche to compare a Chinese team to Wings, but they really do feel like Wings 2.0, which I do believe makes sense.
Has been killed.
You're talking about PSG LGD?
Yeah.
Oh, Faith Beyond, yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty insane. But of course, Aster, they've always dominated within the region. And I'm happy to see any curse be broken. You know what I mean? It means that they've overcome. Which is always great to see.
Well, they are secured upper bracket, but that's all that's secured so far.
We'll see, I guess. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, that's the thing about these lands. Once you get to the playoffs,
different ballgame.
The teams are playing against everybody at the start. Then they kind of focus down a little bit when the group stage starts, and then when it gets to playoffs, you know ahead of time who you're playing. It's one team. It's not like 2 teams in one day. It's a lot more
gladiator
focus.
Right. It's a duel.
Gladiator.
It's like gladiator. Yeah, it's like a duel.
Is under attack.
Okay.
Between 2 entities. It's really like a Texas showdown.
Oh.
So those usually happen in bars.
Yep, Tim's looks like he's going to drop, but Yopaj comes in to try to get a collateral here. But the first blood is going to go the way of Aster. Of course, it is a trade for the supports. But the gold, Aster will be quite happy with that. Yopaj stealing a rune here.
Who got the regen? That was Ori. So
yeah, that is a good one to get,
that's
no
a good
doubt.
one on Puck.
And Ori sitting on 44-3 versus Yopaj's 41-3, dodging that very nicely. So pretty dead even mid lane, especially considering that the ganks that came, both of them got essentially the same amount of XP, I believe.
Yeah.
FBZ already level 6. This feels pretty damn fast. I feel like he's been left here solo for quite a while.
Yeah.
Same with Monet. He's not that far behind.
I think this is typically what happens with Bristle lanes now, is that everybody knows Bristle's going to be left alone, and so they just leave some offlaner that's fairly safe alone versus the Bristle. And with Mirana, you can do this because she can arrow jungle creep. She's got level 2 in arrow. Wyvern's been stacking. So it's just kind of like the top lane has become 2 lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, Monet, he's pinned to a tree. Arrow set up as well. He does have this... Okay. That's a lot of damage coming out, but Ori comes in with a nice coil, and Monet is going to stay alive as a result. You can see the early Fairy Fire already popped by Yopaj. Nope. They actually do find the Bristle with that last sleight of fist, and he had a remnant on out of there as well. So Aster looked like it was going to be a good turnaround, but boom, get what they came for.
Okay, FBC's a beast, man. We'll watch
He's going to
this.
get Waning Rift. Orb to follow. Spear out. Yopaj. Arrows coming as well.
I think he's dead.
Ori is super dead here, but the last kick from Baboka. Takes out
man.
FPX, who was going on a killing spree there. And you can see XXS apparently goes down in the bot lane as well to Jackie.
Dude, FBZ in that fight was like standing in the wall while coiled, and it was blocking projectiles. I didn't even know you could do that. Like, I know you could stand behind it, but he was like inside of it, and it was blocking projectiles just barely.
Yeah,
That's
Tim's
Tim.
is super dead.
Yeah, he has no leaps left. That level 1 leap, pretty weak. But FBZ, yeah, that was like, look how he stands on the wall here. I'm pretty sure I saw it blocking the projectiles from Ori, and it would have been just enough to probably finish him off. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's blocking. And then he walks in when Ori orbs over to the other side. Like, that is just such a nice use of the arena. And then he survives to hit the spear, which follows up to the arrow, and Ori goes down. Like, that's just such nice Mars play. The amount of stuff you can do with this hero, like, it's such a deep hero with all the mechanics that it has.
No doubt. Scatterblast in the bot lane. XXS has the Exorcism. Ori gets off the Waning Rift onto 2 with the coil to follow, but is there going to be follow-up on top of that? XXS getting right in the thick of things to try to take out Skim. That seems to be their main focus right now. He does drop. As you can see, Baboka will drop to the Sleight of Fist in the river. But Jackie's more than fine. Gets off the Rupture. Blood Ride's going to be dodged by XXS. But Tim's has the setup if he wants it. And don't think he's going to go anywhere. That's it, this Rupture. So double kill for Yopaj. Nice rotation from him.
Like the Tim's just holding the arrow, just because he knows that XXS is standing there waiting to dodge it. Hit the arrows. I think he can probably just TP out. So he just holds it. Level 3 arrow too, by the way. He's playing entirely to stun.
Okay.
And it's also like a farming build because 17-second cooldown.
I mean, he has a spear setup. He has the Searing Chains, which is old school for the mid lane.
Bloodseeker Rupture, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Cookie, kind of.
Yeah.
So makes a lot of sense to max that.
FBZ.
And Yopaj. Yeah, Monet feels it coming though. So away Yopaj goes. Getting off the Searing Chains here. As Baboka looking to contest this rune that will not spawn here. It will be that bot lane. As Tims gets the regen. Baboka and Ori getting pretty low here. But the nice silence onto Yopaj. Searing Chains on the high ground. FBZ gets the spear, but nice just off. So Siamese Cat will survive.
It's weird hitting these skill shots on flying units because it looks like you would catch them, but they're just, you know, in the air. Z-axis in Dota is very strange.
It's because of the camera angle.
That's right.
Monet, he's going to get 3-shot if he's not careful. FBZ with the defensive spear. So based on how the laning stage has gone, would you say it's gone better for Boom than you were expecting?
I think their lanes are pretty good. Like Bloodseeker is just such a strong laner. If you have some harass lanes, which they do, Mars and Ember. But Aster also, they've got Bristle. Like, this hero's always gonna at least 50-50 a lane. Puck is always gonna 50-50 too. You just shove the creep wave out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think about even is kind of expected.
Yeah, Monet. So he's got the usual Tread, Soul Ring, Vanguard, and Ags will be next. And the question is, will they be able to align that with any other items on Aster that have like this big power spike potential? Normally it would be like a BKB, but you're talking about a Puck and Death Prophet.
Yeah, and XXS...
Death Prophet will eventually get one, I assume.
He's going for the Yules first this game, which is what I saw a lot of Death Prophets doing once the BKB was nerfed. But then people started going back to it. Back to the BKB first.
Mm-hmm.
So XXS opting to go for the new meta build, I suppose. I think it's... If you're playing against Bloodseeker, like, BKB doesn't really do anything, but Yules does. You need total immunity versus that Rupture.
Yeah, they're scouted out, the Moonlight Shadow, but now out of range of the sentries, so looks like Boom are fine to walk away. Halfway to his blink for FBZ, essentially. Has some pressure this mid lane now. Oh, the coil from Ori. They're still on the high ground here. Arena is popped. Mortimer's Kisses is there as well. The Cold Embrace actually sets it up better than anything. And Baboka super dead. Tries to get the roll off, but the burn damage is too much. Searing Chains onto 2, but the Exorcism already being activated means that Boom are going to try to get out. Scam attempting to TP, but the right click's too much from Monet. A 1-for-1 for the supports.
FBC just walking directly towards the enemy base, knowing they're not going to chase him. He TP's out. Nothing really comes from that other than, I guess, trading of cooldowns. The support's dying doesn't matter that much. Probably Exo's a bigger cooldown than Arena, just because it literally has a longer cooldown. And, but the Arena also, I do think the Arena sets up for, like, the Snapfire Kisses and the Arrow, so...
Yeah, for sure.
It means that this is going to be, for the next, like, 60 seconds, just chilling.
Yep, and Jackie's going to be happy with the chillin' because he has his Maelstrom now, so the farm is going to start growing exponentially for him as Aster smoke up. And Yopaj
just getting there.
Arrow with the Searing Chain set up. Bloodright not going to hit Monet. His TP comes in a little bit too late. Baboka's going to get the stun off onto Tims to start. And this looks to be an easy cleanup, so it's a 1-for-1, but you can see Yopaj actually trying to keep Ori busy. Has his Remnant out, and it's going to be fine.
FBZ's getting some good damage on the mid lane.
Yeah, it feels like they've been preoccupied a lot of these like little tiny engagements that have been mostly supports dying. FBZ TPing out. All right.
Okay, he's fine. Baboka does have level 4 in Rolling Boulder, so that was a necessary Searing Chains. Otherwise, FBZ dies. He trusted his teammate.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep, Yopaj has basically a recipe away from BKB at this point. As the Orb of Corrosion, and now the double damage, so see if they want to fight with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty big rune on Ember at this point. Yeah, unless you're killing him, I don't know if Aster wants to take a fight while he has this.
That's the combo right there, but Searing, okay.
Oh,
the Cold
the
Embrace,
setup.
Mortimer Kisses, but the
Oh.
Force Staff, okay. Or actually, that was the kick from Baboka.
Yeah.
XXS will survive, and I believe that's because of Baboka. It might be a sacrifice for himself. Not quite enough damage. So Aster get away cleanly, but the silence into the coil for Yopaj. Do they have vision? Not quite yet. There we go. And he's going to get silenced and brought down. So
Okay.
absolutely punishment coming from Aster here.
That's some nice team play from Aster. They had each other's backs in a lot of different little mechanical plays there. That was cool. That was really cool. Baboka even rolling back in to provide the vision so that they can catch Yopaj through the Mirana ult after they saved him. Yeah, that was cool.
And Monet.
He's very close.
Yep. 1,300 from Ags, and these stacked creeps will help him get closer to that dream.
Oh, yeah, kill that Ice Shaman first. That pathetic, disgusting creature.
Yeah, but does such pathetic damage. The damage over time.
Doesn't even give a lot of gold either for killing it. It's just...
How much would change if these
Look at that.
creeps just activated their abilities no matter what? Spear. Nice pick off here onto Baboka for Boom. Jackie trying to secure this tier 1 tower, but Monet is a pretty juicy body in the way of it. See this. Siege is doing a lot of work as well, but Monet with the deny.
What tier of body is Bristle? I feel like he's pretty low tier because his
passive does all
his
the work.
passive is so OP. If he had high tier stat gains.
It's not like a tier 5 though. It's
No,
probably
it's not
tier
a
4.
tier 5. It's probably tier 4.
Coil top lane with the Waning Rift for the silence. Ori looking to get the solo kill on the Tims, but the wand keeps him alive a little bit longer, and the Crypt Swarm secures it for XXS. Monet just runs right by FBZ. That's interesting. Gets off the arena, but the spear will not hit. FBZ have to walk away in shame this time after such a brilliant performance in that game 1.
Okay.
Siamese Cat, he has his curse available. Will have to cold embrace himself, but that sets up again the Mortimer's Kisses, and FBZ gets his revenge with the spear. But the silence, Cookie, onto Yopaj. Lets him buy a little bit of space here. Gets off the Searing Chains on Monet, but you can see the Rupture on XXS, but he's going to pop that Yules to avoid a little bit of damage. Gets speared to the trees anyway, as Yopaj trying to finish him off, but he doesn't have enough damage at this point. And FBZ looks to be the one that's falling instead, getting extremely low. But there will be the trade for that Death Prophet at the very least, so 1 for 1. As Bloodright comes in, it's going to hit 2 heroes. Double kill for Jackie. And now the chase, yeah, not sure if you want to go for Monet, despite being low. Close to that tier 1 tower for that extra armor buff as well. Moonlight Shadow, I think Boom wants to continue here.
Jackie's TPing out. He's really close to his BKB. I think Boom is just poking. They're just trying to be annoying.
Yep. Ori, he's going to get Searing Chains, but he's going to use that coil. Actually dodges the arrow there. That might end things, but Monet comes to the high ground. Skem Yep, the curse sets it up, so they cancel the TP, but in the end, it's just a support. But Monet does have his Aghanim Scepter online and already 1,000 into his BKB, so that's a scary bristleback. But BKB
Dire's top tower is under attack.
for Jackie Boy yet to be delivered, so big power spike for him.
Are scanning.
And I assume Jackie Boy will be
Radiant structures
getting the
are
shard
fortified.
soon. Shard next, probably.
Radiant's
I
bottom
think.
tower is under attack.
I feel like until Monet has a Basher, I feel like Bloodseeker wins the trade. He drops the recipe because his courier's unfortunately dead. He's going to have one of his supports bringing it out for him.
They have a very even game again.
Yeah, every trade is like a support for support in the equivalent position or offlaner for offlaner. Like,
Yep, pretty much.
nothing going either way.
And Yopaj, I mean, they're aligning a couple BKBs at roughly the same time, so boom. Have a bit of a power spike in them if they want to try to take advantage.
And Tim's is very close to Vessel, which against Death Prophet, who heals, Bristle, who's a big boy, Wyvern, who heals. This is a pretty important item.
Yeah.
Wraith Pact.
For who?
Skem. He's going to go Wraith Pact on Snapfire.
Okay.
That is one way to make your Bloodseeker win the trade against enemy Bristleback, is just offset it by 35% damage.
That's right. I mean, how often do we see people go kill the Wraith Pact in the middle of a fight? Is it, like, how big of a priority would it be for Monet?
It's 30% damage, by the way, but it happens.
It's a certain amount of hits, right? It's not
Yeah,
HP?
it's they reduced the hits by 1, and then it's a lot bigger now. And the gold that you get from it is instead of 25 or whatever it was, it's 100. So it is actually worth hitting. I think these days, like, Puck and Death Prophet are going to hit it. Wyvern can also hit it from far. So it's like one of those things you use, enemy team like goes on it, and then you AoE stun them while they're going on it. Like Enigma Black Hole, we see that built on Enigma a lot. Or like Snapfire Cookie. Or you use it when it's like a 1v1 trade with the carry. Like if Bristle has to turn and attack a Wraith Pact 3 times, that's like 1,200 damage that he's doing to a Wraith Pact in those 3 hits.
Right.
That could have
Big
been on
waste.
somebody else. It's a big waste. Well, maybe not a waste, but it's like you'd obviously rather just not have to play into the Wraith Pact in the first place.
And like you said, Spirit Vessel just a few hundred gold away for Tim's. And I mean, that is one way to deal with the Bristle without having any kind of a break. You talked about the shard onto Bloodseeker, but it looks like he's actually prioritizing the Scotty, so that's another way to reduce the healing coming out onto Bristle. Are you surprised that he's not focusing on the 1,400 gold shard instead? A big juicy item in Scotty.
It means it's safer. It makes him tankier. He's not gonna die to some like Winter's Curse. He can actually get his BKB off. It also means that he thinks that they have enough damage currently, which with Mortimer's Kisses, yeah, sure. It's been doing a lot of damage.
Yep, they do see Siamese Cap, but the Searing Chains onto the Mud Golems instead. Wyvern looks to be A-okay. Now Monet has his BKB, so have yet to see a fight since these BKBs have really come online for each team. So both of them seem to be kind of happy with the state of the game, just progressing for their next items.
This does feel like Dota on the last couple of patches. It's like
BKB waiting.
Yeah, you wait for BKB, they get one BKB, you're like, okay, we gotta get our next BKB. Then somebody else is close, and they're like, wait, I almost have my BKB.
Yeah.
And then you just wait till 3 cores on both sides have BKB.
Yeah, FBZ he kind of dropped off in his farm, but do they have enough for Baboka? TP's coming in, the arrows there, as well as the Starstorm, but they don't have enough damage, I feel like, so they're gonna have to back now. At the very least, they forced out some TPs. Jackie Boy, he's here as well. Tim's gonna be able to leap to the low ground. Yopaj in the area, gets off the Searing Chains. I really don't know if they want to fight. I think this is just like posturing at the moment.
Yeah, like FBC's the only core that doesn't have a BKB that wants one, so he's being very safe.
Now we have a smoke from Aster, so they want to fight. But it was under the guise of a ward here from Boom. So they definitely have an idea that this is happening.
Yeah, Boom's just going to stand on a high ground. Arrow into Roche, just in case that was a potential play that was happening for Aster. You know that once Bristle gets Ags, it's like Roche dies in 3 seconds once you get those stacks on him, so you always have to be around there. And once again, we're at the point of the game where the bot lane just becomes the wilderness. It's the place nobody really wants to go. Heroes just go down there to casually shove it out, and he's got a Remnant elsewhere, and everybody's going to go play around top. Like, bot lane is just to kind of take a vacation to, but then everybody's going to head back up top.
And Monet doing the same. Back into...
Push the lane out.
That's the nice thing of having the Remnants, though. You can do this with very little fear of actually dying. But Ori catching out Tims. That's going to be a freebie for Team Aster. So 30 seconds to no Mirana, but not really enough for Aster to really try to go for a Roche play. And I think that Boom is waiting for this BKB for FBZ, because ever so close. Always a recipe away, it feels like.
That's right.
All right, we got the double ultimate orb, so Scotty pretty damn close for Jackie as well. Only 800 from finishing it. Another smoke comes out. Yopaj gets stunned. Silence to follow, but the BKB is there. And Arena coming out from FBZ, so it looks like they want to potentially fight for the Cold Embrace. Again, setting up the enemy, Mortimer's Kisses. So down goes Baboka. Rupture was used. Monet trying to walk it off. It is a bristleback, so he should be fine. Although Boom, continue the pursuit. Nice waning rift, going to stop the potential initiation coming in from Yopaj. So again, man, the teams are so even. Yeah, it feels like
they're just not giving away any big kills. Both teams are doing a really good job getting out when a fight is clearly not going their way, and both teams are also close to key items that they want. So they're not willing to full commit to a fight. I definitely get it for Boom. It feels like for Bristleback, he exists in this type of archetype where if you just don't die to the Sag's timing, you win the game.
Yep, so another support pickoff here for Aster. At what point is it enough to go for Roche? Is a Snapfire enough?
No, because he has buyback. It's just support kills on both sides. I don't think that's enough, and they don't think it's enough either. They're still posturing around mid.
Yep, the arrow's set up. Into the Cold Embrace, though. So he's going to be perfectly fine as the coil snaps, and that is a bigger kill than we've seen in the last 10 minutes, it feels like. On to FBZ, who he's yet to get that BKB for himself. Yopaj trying to take out Baboka, uses a couple remnants and will be successful, but that's a position 3 for a support.
That's exactly why FBZ has been playing so scared, and he's been, obviously in both games, a big part of the initiation for Boom.
Yep, and this is going to be a potential Roche for Aster. Obviously no Mars for 20 seconds. Arrow connects. Cold Embrace into a Blood Rite. They have a lot of answers for this Cold Embrace, it feels like. One of these stationary targets. Still, half HP. Yopaj scouting it out with the Sleight of Fist. Mars up in 8 seconds. Arrow hits on Roche this time. That's going to help out Aster a little bit. And Ori looking to try to take this. None. Looks like they get the Aegis. Aster with the Roche as well. Might cost Ori his life, though, on this puck. Gets off the phase shift. BKB already activated there. Monet trying to get this Bloodseeker, and the Crypt Swarm is enough. So Jackie Boy completely punished here. Now trying to turn around to Yopaj. Nice layering of the silences on him because the BKB's already been expended. And that's 3 deaths for Boom. And they give up the Roche. Aegis still intact.
Ori on the flip side of that fight was
okay. It snaps. Waning Rift.
No detection.
Moonlight Shadow just ends.
Baboka, he's got
out, and the roll misses, so Tims is okay.
Ori was distracting all of Boom except for Jackie Boys in that fight. He was very close to dying multiple times, using his phase shift to dodge Sleight of Fist that would have killed him, to dodge an arrow that would have killed him. Also, there was some kiting happening from Siamese Cat, also helping him out in doing said wasting of time for his team. And in that time, Boom loses Jackie Boys.
FBZ desperate to get this this BKB.
Yeah, you can understand why, because we saw how much Aster focused him in that previous engagement near the tier 2, and then that leads into the Roche because FBZ is so important for the team fights. So you can see why Boom has been playing so scared. because their worst fear actually happened in the game.
So what do you think? I mean, is this a strategy from, like a mindset from Aster coming into this after FBZ had such a good game on Mars? We question whether they should leave it open to him, but they've kind of shut him down. Like, this is a really late BKB that he finally finishes. I mean, last game he had Shard at this point. He was on his way to Refresher already.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I think you're right. I think they've realized that if he's, I mean, at this point, it's definitely obvious. If he's not setting up the fights for his team, it doesn't feel like anybody can with this draft. But he does now have the BKB, but instead of playing with the 1K gold lead, he's playing with a 7K deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Monet, full stacks on the Warpath right now, level 21. The Abyssal Blade, Exorcism by XXS. Can Boom even defend? They have all 5 members, but that last fight was pretty lopsided in favor of Aster. Focusing on the melee racks now. FBZ gets off the spear. It connects onto the Death Prophet. Immediate Abyssal Blade, though, as FBZ gets up a little bit of a late Mars Arena. Nice Yules dodging a ton of damage onto XXS, who now pops the BKB. Jackie forced away in retreat, and the melee racks is already down in favor of Aster. And they can just walk away relatively safely, and they lose literally nothing other than some cooldowns. There's a nice curse as well in the midst of things, kind of just stopping the initiation attempt from Boom.
Just pausing the fight for XXS to survive, which, by the way, I really like his build. Yule's BKB Heaven's Halberd, it's so difficult to kill him. The status resistance, making it so the Mars Spear is lasting like 1.8 seconds or something like that. It's barely any duration, and while he's stunned, he has this HP and evasion to work with, and he can Yules himself for even more immunity while he's healing up.
Yeah.
XXS feels very difficult to kill in this game.
And so does that Monet Bristleback.
Yeah.
He has died once, but 6-1 and 3, and his net worth is not even in the same stratosphere as anybody on Boom. 4K alone between the 1 and 2.
Yeah. He would be living on Venus there.
Venus?
Everybody else on Earth.
Okay.
Are you thinking Pluto?
That's not a planet, unfortunately.
God, don't start this again.
Planet X, I think is the one.
Yeah, that's right. That's the 9th planet.
That's right. And Monet, only a minute left on the Aegis, so don't believe they're going to push their luck.
Holy shit. Look at that win probability. Okay.
94%.
That's quite a lot. But Boca, he's looking. He's got a roll up.
Oh, no. Good attempt from Baboka. And I believe he has his BKB on the way, so even he has a juicy amount of farm.
Yeah, there it is.
So 9K lead for Aster, but from the side of Boom, I mean, it's too late to have all your hopes on FBZ get off these beautiful initiations because he just doesn't have the farm, as we've already talked about. So what is their plan B exactly?
Plan B. Well, not this.
Yeah, we got the Yules set up. Immediate Abyssal Blade, but the BKB timely from FBZ. He misses the spear, though. Now has to run away in shame. But there, the Rupture onto Monet kind of keeps him in place, so FBZ is fine as a result. Now there's no Rupture to work with, and doesn't have that second charge yet because he's only level 21 at the moment.
Yeah, that is a full retreat from Boom. Aster thought maybe they would stay on the high ground, but nope, they're right back into their base.
Yep, Monet, even without the Aegis, feeling pretty invincible at the moment. The Exorcism from XXS is actually not that far away from his AC as well, as they take the tier 3 tower. But will they go for more? Doing a little bit of damage to this melee racks, but you can see the backdoor protection kicking in temporarily. And now that the Exo's getting a bit low, nice dodge to both the arrow and the blood, right?
Hey, he's stunned to the back line.
Yeah, he's behind the up, Searing Chains.
That was almost something.
And they're going to smoke up. This would be a really important fight if they're able to be successful in taking it. Knowing that the Exo's down, obviously still have to worry about every other spell, though. Curse still available.
Yeah,
Coil as well.
They're trying to find Siamese Cat on this Winter Wyvern. I don't feel like Death Prophet or Bristle or any of these heroes will die if you don't catch the Wyvern first. He's also got a Glimmer. They're going for the full wraparound play.
Yeah, Boom knows where they are, though. They've already highlighted in the mini-map. And if Boom loses this fight, it might just be game 2 for Aster. Yopaj showing himself. There's the Searing Chains, but the BKB... Oh, the arrow actually goes through him because of the BKB and hits the Death Prophet instead, but she's going to be perfectly fine. The Yule setup, trying to go for the Abyssal Blade, but Yopaj able to maneuver his way out of there. And how the hell did Skem get over here? So that's going to be a cleanup for Aster.
There's some Benny Hill chases going on in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And so just the support goes down for Boom. Aster honestly just positioned incredibly well there to break that smoke. They had heroes on every high ground that were okay with being the one to get gone on. They covered every possible entrance that Boom could have taken. Baboko was the unfortunate candidate that broke the smoke, has to pop his BKB, but they do end up getting a kill for it.
And now the AC online, so the push is going to be even faster from the side of Aster. That's why their name is Aster. I just realized
That's why they named themselves that?
Yeah. They're just faster than all the other Chinese teams, I guess.
Yeah. Usually just within China.
Yeah.
But now they're fast.
It's interesting how that works, right? Like, you can dominate so much within your own region, then when we go to international play, you kind of...
Right. They get better at international play when they're stuck within their region for an entire year.
Yeah.
Because that's how, you know, that's very strange.
It is odd.
They've broken the curse by not breaking it.
Whatever the hell that means.
I don't know.
And now Monet working on a Satanic. Not sure if we're going to get to that point. Moonlight Shadow, Boom, trying to set something up. Monet would be obviously an enormous kill for them. Arrow connects as well, but there's the curse to try to counteract as much as possible. But you can see Monet getting extremely low. Pops the BKB finally. Has the Abyssal Blade going to use onto Yopaj. Monet kind of stuck in these trees right now as he's continuing to get chased, and he will be brought down along with the Wyvern.
Oh,
There's the Arena with the FBZ Spear on top. XXS and Baboka kind of stuck on top of each other. So several kills in the favor of Boom as XXS attempting to TP out. He will be fine. And they did lose Jackie in that engagement. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Ori just kind of beat him in a 1v1. They were beating the crap out of each other. He tried to spider legs over a cliff, but Ori made the prediction and caught him.
So still, I mean, overall, a good fight for Boom, for sure. Set up by the Moonlight Shadow and a nice positioning overall here.
And, well, yeah, you see the counter here. The fact that he's facing towards them. So Snapfire's doing the side damage, which was only 20% reduction. Now he turns his back, and all of a sudden he's impossible to kill. Eventually does go down. Yeah, that's a huge kill. The double spears have been so nice from FPZ. The double spears are a lot easier to hit when you don't have to be the person to initiate the fights.
Yeah, for sure.
Which he's been doing both. He's been initiating and hitting the double spears after the fight starts.
Oh, Tim's is going to lose his life in the meantime. I believe Coil was expended for that. And Roche is now up. Pretty good timing if they can scout it out.
Just a support. Dead,
True.
though. Jackie will be alive.
They do scout it out now. But of course, they take it so fast that even just a 5v4 might provide them enough confidence to go for it anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Boom would already have to be set up. I mean, Monet's not quite there yet, so it's giving Boom a
Are
little
we
bit
going
of
to see
time.
Hairball? Let's get some hairball
what
action.
else is there? I think that's probably
well, XXS
He's
chart
got his.
already. Yeah, that's probably the best one on their team.
It'll be hairball.
Love me some hairball action.
There we go.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, belch that up, you disgusting pig.
It's very nice.
Good.
So that'll help him get his stacks up. I mean, it's funny that they've been dominating so much in this game, and it feels like he's kind of been stuck on his levels a bit. I feel like he should be level 25 at this point. Skem. We found out here by Baboka. There's the hairball! Oh man, that's a lot to chew on. To tell you what.
That's one way.
I don't know how that compares to a hairball from like a cat. I mean, this is a pig. I don't know how that works exactly. How does a pig get a hair?
Kind of doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
quills.
Yeah.
How does he swallow that?
He has some hair, for sure. It's just like a guttural thing. Might just... Maybe they just couldn't use the word vomit, so it's really just hairball.
Yeah, vomit is banned. It's a banned word.
I guess so. Fortification pop. They don't have their Snapfire, but the buyback is available at the moment. Monet just going to sit in the blood right. And with that Exo, they're going to secure their second set of racks, and now trying to maneuver a bit, but FBZ with the spear and the rupture Yules, but XXS gets off his BKB. He's kind of stuck here now as Monet and the rest of his team kind of stuck inside this arena. XXS getting saved at the last moment by the Wyvern, but there is enough magic damage to tear him a new one. So the Snapfire BKB, or the buyback I should say, definitely paying off. Here's FBZ. See if Boom can try to pursue any further, because Aster obviously not wanting to fight in 3v5. But at the end of the day, they still got that second set of racks, and there's still plenty of time in the Aegis, so not the worst case scenario for Aster overall. And they're actually positioning themselves to maybe try and fight, which is a bit surprising.
Yeah, I am... Okay, yeah, they're not going to go for it. I was going to say, that's a bit risky. I don't feel like they need to risk the game like this.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it feels like Boom has been playing really well for the last, like, 10 to 15 minutes. But it's like a little too much, a little too late, where these beautiful spears are resulting in really crucial kills, but Aster is so far ahead because of their good early game that they just get a set of racks while they're getting these kills. So it's like, if this same thing happens again, it's just going to be megas. And it doesn't matter who's dead on the Aster side. They'll probably have buybacks, the Goldie that they have. So it's like the next fight, even though Boom has been playing it pretty well in these team fights, they're going to have to do something miraculous in order to have a chance to come back.
Well, FBZ's not that far from Refresher, so that's going to be the double BKB, double Mars Arena.
I hope he buys out. I hope he just goes for it, because I think they need to.
Yeah, I would agree. So, yep, just 50 gold away. Taking that farm away from Bloodseeker. All right, and this should be a bit of a surprise factor as well.
Get him smoked up. See if he can get those backliners.
Dire's bottom tower.
Scam with the yeah, the amulet there.
Yeah, this is a classic.
Does he have shard on the Snapfire?
No.
No, not yet.
He's not really getting close enough with this build.
That's true. All right, we got the Exorcism trying to go for the Mega Creeps. BKB forced already from Yopaj. Aster extremely happy with that. But we have the FBZ initiation. First arena is down, but the Abyssal Blade keeping him in place. But XXS on the other side of it, he looks to be basically dead. But another arena comes through, and now the right click's coming from Jackie Boy. He's going to be able to get the one kill, make it two, but that's just the Aegis. Buy back onto the Wyvern. Blood right to follow. So obviously the double arena already coming through. The bash actually hits. There's going to be enough damage to take out Monet. 5k lead now only for Aster, basically cut in half, despite having the 2 racks advantage. So nice holds from Boom.
Yeah, I mean, amazingly executed team fight. Yopaj went in and jumped the back lines, while the Spear Arena, even though it didn't connect on the Barrack, which I think was what FBZ was hoping for, still, it was enough to win the fight, to just separate it like that so Yopaj could go and jump the backliners.
Oh my. Okay, we have a
Ooh.
refresher on Jack.
4 ruptures, although he's really out of position.
Oh my god, if they find this, there's no way he has buyback round. He has to pop the refresher just to get off his BKB. Rupture to follow Baboka. And the bash is there, so Baboka dies, does have buyback, obviously. The fact that he had to pop refresher just to get the BKB off obviously doesn't feel that good.
Killing Baboka does feel good, though.
Yeah, that's a feels good moment for sure.
Oh, Yopaj, he's got Siamese Cat.
Yeah, we got the Searing Chains to come. Curse, but the arrow is not enough. It doesn't connect, but the spear does from FBZ. Always in the right place, the right time. 70 seconds of no Wyvern.
The game is going to be...
Are Boom doing this?
It's going to be back to even after this tower. In fact, I think they're going to have a gold lead. Like, once they farm some creeps.
Yep.
Aster's stuck in their base.
No Wyvern, and they know this is a dieback because he bought back semi-recently. So 60 seconds, no Wyvern. No reason not to go for some juicy buildings here. Fortification is popped. And Boom, playing the disciplined way. I would assume they stay on the high ground here and maybe try to catch somebody from Aster. But yeah, they gotta worry about these creeps in the bot lane.
You know, Boom, after the last few fights, I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves in terms of, even if it's a 5-on-5 engagement. Like, Bloodseeker with 4 rupture charges in the late game. This is no joke, man. Like, this is
are under
He went for the percentage damage talent. Yeah, of course he did. So it's like, it's a ton of percentage pure damage, and he's got 4 charges of it.
Oh, Moonlight Shadow setup. XXS. He's Lotus, so they have an idea this could be happening. FBZ. Now that he's got these items online, yeah, they have the vision too.
I think he kind of wants to wait for the refresher. It's so close. He's got 18 seconds on the cooldown. Like, you know he wants to hit that double arena spear.
Yeah, that arrow comes in, and still, no idea that, oh, they actually see the smoke as well. A lot of information from Boom. See if they can take advantage.
FBZ.
Aster going to the high ground. FBZ could get off a monstrous arena, but the first rupture comes out onto XXS, but he's going to rupture himself, does Jackie, because of the Lotus. Yopaj trying to focus on the Wyvern, but the curse is only applied to him. FBZ is caught out, though. That's a huge kill. Like you said, does have buyback as Ori's Eon Disc procs. Coil only on the Mirana right now, so just focusing down the support.
Dude, Yopaj is in the base. Storm. He's killing the supports in the base.
Yopaj is cleaning everybody up, apparently. 2 for 1, though. And the buybacks will not be coming from Boom.
And he's sextuply remnanting out, and he's fine. He's fine.
Man, that was a really weird fight. Very segregated. Obviously, Boom wanting to focus down the Wyvern makes a lot of sense. They had to force the... I mean, it was a curse on a single target, not what you usually want.
No, Yopaj has been... He's been such a pain in the ass for Siamese Cat this game, and I think it's what he needs to do. We saw the early game what happened when Wyvern was being left to his own devices. Getting off these cold embraces on a hero like Bristle, on a hero like Death Prophet. There's no way they're going to kill any of these frontliners unless Wyvern is dead. So the team fighting from Boom has been amazingly played. They also save FBC buyback for that last fight. I could see him being very tempted to buy back there because that looked like a game-ending fight.
Yeah, the fact that Jackie ruptured himself obviously
doesn't help.
It hurt him quite a bit in this fight.
And look at Yopaj. Like, Wyvern is so far off the screen now, but Boca has to go back to help him on the top right because Yopaj is just in the base, killing him anyway. Used about 12 remnants to get out.
All right, and I think, oh, it's actually a semi-late spawn on Roche, so 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the old refresher shard, unless we got the 30% Ags game coming to us.
If there's game 3, then we'd have the Ags.
Yeah, that's true.
This
based on the odds there.
Death Prophet refresher, not bad. Puck refresher, also not bad.
Aster scans this out, but Yopaj gets an arcane
juicy rune.
That is... I think he'd rather have this than any other rune at the moment.
I think you're right.
Double damage doesn't do as much.
Refresher Cayenne
Oh, but Tim's getting caught out, and this proc. Here comes FBZ with the first arena. You see Yopaj coming in with all those remnants. Not a whole lot of damage done, but you can see XXS stuck inside the arena getting focused. As Siamese Cat idle to get there in time and finally gets the curse off. His buyback's gone, but Baboka trying to roll out of the arena. Not going to happen. Monet extremely low and completely surrounded. Jackie Boy with the double kill. 2 buybacks from Aster, and Monet could follow suit if he wants, as FBC limping away. Ori comes in with the overwhelming blink, trying to finish off the Mirana, but he's actually ticking down. He does to the Witchblade. Oh dear, that is a sad death for Tims, but still, buybacks are retained here for Boom, but Aster not so much.
It really feels like this game is Ori versus the world, because these other cores are just getting ruptured, and they're getting speared and dealt with. XXS doesn't get to play Dota. He had to buy back in that fight. He didn't get anything from the buyback.
What do you think of this, though? Still a 70% win probability for Aster.
Oh, that's a load of shit. No way.
I agree.
No way.
That seems
this Bloodseeker,
a bit off.
Dude, he's doing so much damage. There's no way. And it scales. This is percentage pure damage. There's absolutely no way. Is it calculating based on Roshan spawning? It knows it's going to be an Ags? It's like, oh, Ags is really good.
We'll find out.
What is it? What is it? Oh, it's the Ags!
All right.
All right.
But they don't have Monet available as... Oh, they're actually going to find the Snapfire. One more roll will do it. In fact, Ori, that's a gem drop into the deck, but immediate pickup on the current. That is super fast pickup. Baboka able to TP out. And Yopaj, I mean, 3 dead right now as Mirana finally revives. Waning Rift, Yopaj has to get his BKB. That hurts a lot going forward because this Roche is going to be very important for the game state. Might have to get a buyback on the Snapfire, but the rest of Boom are up.
I know this is like a very minimal thing, but Baboka just bought Tranquil Boots super late into the game just so that he could get back to the fight quicker with that extra move speed.
Very nice.
It's so small, but it's cool because he has no buyback, right? So he's just trying to look for items that he can buy.
Do you agree with Boom giving this up? They're not even going to try.
It's a hard decision to make. It's a really tough decision to make. I think both decisions...
It's got to be a puck Ags, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, it's
so Waning Rift will push back, reveal Invis, and...
It's a big radius on that.
Pretty damn good.
It's very good against Mirana ulti. I think that's a big reason that he wants this here. It can also deward these high grounds.
Yeah, and he's obviously been 25 for a while, so the BKB piercing coil as well.
Yeah, he got Waning Rift cooldown talent too, so it's a 4.25 second duration with a 5.3 second cooldown. That's insane. That's almost permanent silence.
All right, Gaben knew that the Ags was there.
Actually, I think it is permanent silence because he's got the Timeless Relics. So he's got 20% debuff reduction. It's very, very close to permanent. It's like 5-second silence.
And even Monet, setting up for the future, has a Satanic, will be consuming his Ags once he has enough for the overwhelming blink. Or I guess once he just has a regular blink. So we're getting to the ultra late game, 48. I hope we get the 60.
I know. Don't say it, bro. You're going to jinx it. You can't jinx it like that.
I've only had a couple of these in my career, and they're real memorable.
They're good. They're juicers. Yeah, they're nice ones.
They're real Gaben milkers.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, got that Gaben's nectar tonight. That's... Come on. Come on, Gaben. Give us a 60-minute game, please.
Well, I think if this Aegis does not turn into Mega... I mean, even the Mega Creeps, they can defend. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I wonder if Aster, if you ask them right now, what do you think their gold lead is? What they would say. Because 5K at 50 minutes is not it's pretty negligible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they know they have a gold lead right now, but if you ask them for the last 10 to 20 minutes, they'd say, "Oh, we're behind."
Yeah.
Even though they weren't, it was kind of back and forth or close.
I mean, it does feel like they're behind, but they do have Aegis now.
Yeah, they do. They've got 2 lives, but this this 4 ruptures. This shit's a problem, bro. I don't know how you deal with this. You need Lincoln spheres, like Lotus orbs. Puck now has an Eon disc. I mean, it's not like Ori was really the one that's getting jumped. It's the problem is XXS and Monet are the ones getting jumped, and Monet has nothing to deal with the rupture, and not a single thing. No status resistance, nothing.
Well, Aster with the smoke, and these racks are exposed. Monet just gonna walk in the old-fashioned way, considering how beefy he is with the Satanic, so extra dispel. Obviously, the lifesteal will come with it. I mean, being able to dispel things like Searing Chains, if he really wants. He's going to get arrows. He's going to get ruptured as well. Cold Embrace, though. Healing back up to full. But the spear back from FBZ, and you can see...
Yopaj on the back line.
Yes, this right clicks are doing a lot of damage to Monet. He pops the Satanic, but I don't think he can withstand the right clicks from Jackie Boy. The BKB pop from his. The Quill Sprays are starting to be too much. Wyvern is taken out by Yopaj on the backside. Very big kill, but the buyback comes through. And Monet still ruptured.
He's still ruptured.
And he is extremely low, but they're not going to be able to find the catch here. He has the cheese as well.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
He's just going to pass it off.
Oh, the bottom barracks went down to just a bunch of ranged creeps and a couple of catapults.
Was it just the range racks, though?
It was just the range racks, yeah. But still, I mean, obviously Aster wants a siege top. If bot was still alive, it means there's no megas.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you get the range racks, why does it not upgrade to catapults?
That's a great question.
It's real. I always found that really weird.
You can ask Gaben when he emails you because you said Gaben's Milkers on a live major broadcast.
Yeah, sorry about that, Gaben. I appreciate you, of course.
Hit up that reply button when he fires you.
I mean, it's been like that since Dota 1. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I think range barracks could use a buff, but it's so funny that in this game the fights keep going the exact same way for Boom, and it just keeps working for them.
Yeah.
Yopaj just keeps jumping the Wyvern on the back lines. He had to buy back last fight. There's a lot of couriers going down. This is about animal slaughtering action going on.
All right. All right. I mean, this Aegis, it looks like it's just going to go out. So, Aegis advantage no more. He might hold the heart. He might hold the cheese, but then again, the bristleback Mr. Monet has 6k gold. So... Yeah. The Blink Dagger, I mean, it's important if you get initiation, but he's getting Rupture. You're not going to be able to use that too much if you're going to take 4 Ruptures.
I'm trying to think of an item that he can get. Like, Lotus seems kind of scuffed. I feel like he's just going to get ruptured through the Lotus, and it's worth it. Or he'll get disabled before he gets it off. Linken's, there's too many Linken's breaks. Sanj and Yasha, there's 4 ruptures, so it's not like the status resist is really going to help you that much. I think that's why he's going for this overwhelming blink, because it at least lets you like choose. Okay, now I'm in the fight. Like, rupture me, sure. I'm killing your supports anyway. Like, I just want to stand here.
Right. Yeah.
It's just a different way to play the fight.
And Jackie, I mean, his courier going down, he was trying to maneuver it in a way that, because they haven't been able to get out of their base, he really needs to get to the secret shop to finish Abyssal.
Yes, he does. I think he has enough gold for buyback and the Abyssal. Yeah, he does. So he wants that. To be honest, I thought he had the Abyssal already, considering the bashes that
he's attacking quite fast.
He's attacking very quickly. Oh, man, Boom.
Smoke up from Boom with the Moonlight Shadow again. Cover.
But
this is a repeat. They did this.
There is a ward here, though, and, they see it. They see it. So, okay, yeah, they're going to deward it.
But they were smoked as well, so they didn't really have to do that.
Oh, that was a nice arrow.
Nababoka going in with the BKB coil onto 3 heroes. Monet gets the Abyssal Blade onto Jackie. Can he withstand this damage? Trying to get out with the BKB, but another bash onto FBZ inside his double arena. Jackie's trying with all his might to get out, but the fear coming out from XXS is too much. 98 seconds, no Jackie. But he can buy back if they really want to try to fight this. FBZ able to just TP out easily. Actually procs the Eon Disc as well from Ori. And now the chase onto Yopaj. The silence is there. Stun to follow. Monet's doing so much damage with the bash. 100 seconds, no Ember, but 3 buybacks still available from Boom. So trying to bait this out is Aster. And we're going to see the fortification and the first buyback to come. I mean, these buildings are going to go down extremely fast. There's a Snapfire and the Bloodseeker. They do not want to give up Mega Creeps. And Aster going to respect it. Man, this game is insane.
This is a good one. We might actually get 60 minutes.
Please, Gavin.
I think Boom is slightly comfortable holding Megas, too. Obviously, they buy back. They don't want to play against Megas. The reason they bought back is because they hadn't used Refresher on Bloodseeker. They hadn't used Refresher on their Ember Spirit. So they do have rounds of spells to use.
Yeah.
But that last fight, that's the one fight where Yopaj was not able to find Siamese Cat. Because he was just standing on the high ground. He was constantly Arctic burning over. He's got the Force Staff, and he just juked this time.
Oh, the Ember Courier.
It's a Yules.
Wow.
Oh, he was going for the Wind Waker, it looks like.
Okay. That's one way to get out of the coil.
Yeah.
So, you know, a next level play would be to start stacking these Ancients. Because right now, I think Aster has the advantage. Obviously, it's 16k, but that at this stage of the game, I don't think it's that important.
You just pop the 60-minute items, get it 5
You get
of
them
them.
immediately. I mean, you have all the map controls, so if you can just starve them out, get the next Roche, Boom, can't leave their base.
And you know what the
and
next
all the
level,
neutral items.
You know what the next level play for Boom is? Have one of their heroes smoke out, or just walk out through a lane, like Ember can do it, and go into enemy jungle so you can take jungle camps there.
Yeah.
Like, somebody needs to get out in preparation for the 60-minute item.
The problem is 3 buybacks expended. So if you get caught out, that could be game.
It's not one of the buyback heroes. Let's see, FBZ. He's got buyback, but not enough gold for it. He is trying to get out, though. He's the only one not staying in the base. He's trying to farm his buyback.
18k lead for Aster, but we don't know how much that really matters, as they're going to have a hard time going high ground. But the big thing is, of course, the 3 buybacks from Boom are down. And Aster has almost all of theirs. 4 out of the 5 heroes.
Juicy Arcaner in top, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Another courier, man, they're on top of it.
They're really protecting the secret shops. It's you have to. I mean, at this point in the game, you know what Boom is trying to do. FBZ really desperately trying to farm his buyback, because I think at this point in Dota, it's a lot easier to win a fight when it's 6v5. And like having a guy go in, and probably FBZ's the guy that's most likely to die anyway because he's the initiator. So
well, Jackie's getting pretty fat here. I think it's time to get that Aghanim set. I want to see that Blood Mist action.
It might actually make him a worse hero. I think it might make him a worse hero. It just kills you. Thank God it's not pure damage anymore. To yourself.
Yeah, that's true. So the BKB does help.
Yeah.
Wait, is it magic damage that goes through?
I'm pretty
BKB?
I'm pretty sure it pierces.
So if it came, let's just say in a scenario where they had 4 Ags on their teams and they got Roche that had Ags, he would actually attack the Aghanim Scepter.
I think he A-clicks the Ags.
Yeah, I agree, actually. Because the net worth coming from it only hurts you at that point.
It does. It does. It's a real piece of shit. It really is.
I want to see it one day.
Just want to, yeah.
I mean, like the Radiance Eternal Shroud type build makes sense with it, but in theory, haven't seen it work in practice,
You know, like
though.
double the damage.
Next Roche, 10 seconds away, and I think with that, and only 2 minutes from 60-minute items, and the fact that they're constricting this map so much, I think they still wait for the neutrals, if I'm being honest. But we'll see. We'll see.
I think there's a bit of huffing of copium going on.
That's right.
Or maybe
Next
this is
Roche,
hopium, because it's
Aghanim's
future.
Refresher Shard, Cheese, and Aegis. Who doesn't have an Ags at this point?
Wyvern,
Death
no
Prophet
Ags.
is meh. Earth Spirits is pretty damn good.
Earth Spirits.
That's really
I
good.
think at this point that is a big one.
Yeah, he
because
doesn't
you
have
can say-
Aether Lens though, but
You can save from the rupture. Yeah, they're gonna give it to him.
that's pretty nice. All right, they're gonna smoke up, so maybe my copium was copium in fact.
Yeah, we'll see. And Siamese Cat taking the cheese. I actually think that's good on him because he's getting constantly focused by Yopaj, and it's not
Yeah.
like he's getting bursted. It's just that he's slowly going down in the back lines to Yopaj. So
And Monet also consumed his Ags.
Take us.
All right, just a minute 20 seconds away
Come
here,
on.
Aster. Come on now.
come on.
You could just get a severe advantage as a result of that.
Or
Maybe they go for Mega and then disengage. We'll see.
That was a
Yeah, he
nice-
actually pops a smoke there.
That
That's
was a
really
nice
nice.
smoke break. Yeah, that was really nice.
Double cheese for Aster, so they've held on to their food.
Wind Waker on Yopaj.
Yeah.
So he can now finally get out of the coil without just insta-dying.
That certainly helps.
Top barracks are under attack.
And Aster playing very cautious. All right, I mean, you're 50 seconds away there.
Come on.
Just
It's no
50
big deal.
seconds.
It's no big.
Oh,
Oh, there's
we
the
got
coil.
a coil to start.
It did,
FBZ.
it didn't hit anyone.
It didn't.
He
Just FBZ.
He knocked him
All right.
out of the coil and then coiled him.
All right. So now
Wait,
with that
yeah,
on
come on.
cooldown, they get the range racks.
Has fallen.
I mean, at this stage, Boom might just have to give up the Megas, as this is going to get 3-shot, it feels like. Yopaj jumps in with the BKB, looking for the Wyvern. Can he find him? Gets off the Searing Chains. More Refresher Orb action. There's the Wind Waker, creating a lot of space. Pops the
He's
BKB
still going
and
for
the
Siamese
Refresher
Cat.
again. And Siamese Cat is doing perfectly fine. He's going to cold embrace himself, and you can see the rest of Aster just protecting him. There's FBZ, but
he's
he
flying.
he spears him out of the arena because he was in Arctic Burn mode. That is unfortunate. Yopaj stunned. He's out of the Refresher Orb now, but the Wind Waker onto the low ground. He's going to get stunned right off the bat, though. This is really bad for Boom. 125 seconds of no Ember, and even Jackie taken out right inside his base. So this is going to be mega creeps, if not the game for Aster.
Radiant's top
Maybe they'll still go for those neutral items. I doubt it. The GGs are gone.
That's it.
God damn it,
That's
Jackie.
it.
Why?
We got the
Why?
60-minute game. No neutral items.
Damn it.
team Aster.